Hi, my name is John Freiberger, and this is my presentation for Spectrum 2020, Beyond OK Boomer, a look at generations in technology. Thanks for attending. I hope you find it informative and interesting. Who am I? Well, I'm a Gen Xer, and I've been a technical writer in the Rochester area for over 20 years, and currently with Linnell S2. I enjoy running. This picture is from the last race I ran before the COVID-19 shutdown, and that race was way back in January. I also enjoy playing bass and guitar, and I'm the father to two awesome Gen Z daughters. And as you can see in this picture, I needed something to do during the shutdown, so I grew a beard. Now, enough about me, let's move on to the presentation. In this presentation, we'll look at the following. We'll look at the current generations, starting with the silent generation and going through Gen Z. We'll look at who they are, what shaped them, and their outlooks on life. Then we'll look at their technology preferences and their reactions to new and emerging technologies. To wrap it up, we'll take a closer look at a recent event involving Gen Z and TikTok. As we explore this topic, here are some questions to keep in mind. When we look at the current generations, how similar or different are they regarding to how they communicate and how they use technology? Think about what you know about your own generation. Did I portray it accurately? Do you see yourself in anything that I shared? Do you work with members of other generations? Or is your target audience comprised of multiple generations? What issues might you face regarding communication and technology? How might you resolve these issues? Generations are not stereotypes, but they are generalizations based on similar life events and experiences that shape how people perceive the world around us. In general, people in a given generation tend to experience similar events and exhibit similar characteristics. These characteristics can help make useful predictions on how best to reach and inform people. We will look at what shaped each generation and how they perceive communication and technology trends and advancements. Up first is the silent generation. The life events that shaped this generation include the Great Depression and both World Wars. Their emerging technology is the radio. The radio gave them a way to access information quickly and instantly, including news, weather, sports, and entertainment. Members of the silent generation prefer face-to-face communication so they can see you. And if they can't see you, they would prefer to hear you by talking to you over the phone. Silent generation can be characterized by having a strong work ethic and willpower. They're financially cautious and responsible. They're disciplined, and they uphold values. Next up are the baby boomers. Their life events include the Vietnam War, Cuban Missile Crisis, Watergate, and social upheaval. The emerging technology during this generation is the television, first in black and white and then in color. And like the silent generation, baby boomers prefer in-person, face-to-face communication, or they can't see you, they want to hear you, they'll talk to you by phone. Based on their life events, baby boomers can be characterized as having strong work ethic, self-reliant, competitive, they're goal-oriented, and they're good communicators, very similar to the previous generation. Next is my generation, Gen X. We lived through the Challenger space shuttle disaster, the fall of the Berlin Wall, rapid growth in technology and materialism, and as a result of two-parent incomes, we were known as the latchkey kids. Our emerging technologies include the personal computer, cable TV, which is always on, and video games. Unlike the previous two generations, we prefer to communicate by email. You say it's because of its efficiency. But, we will talk to you in person and by phone if we have to. Gen X can be seen as pessimistic, but we're also adaptable, we're entrepreneurial, we're independent, and we seek a balance between work and life. Also, we are the last generation to remember life before the rapid advancements in technology that brought about the PC, the smartphone, internet. Next are the millennials, also known as Gen Y. Millennials have seen an extreme rapid technology advancement. They also have seen the rise and fall of the dot-com industry and economic recession, and sadly, terrorism. For the millennials, their emerging technology are the mobile devices. And as a result, this generation is seen as digital natives. They're always connected, and their mobile devices are never out of reach. Millennials prefer to communicate via text or IM. Why? Because it allows them to have multiple conversations with multiple people at the same time. As a result, they see email as archaic and slow. And they prefer to consume information via videos and podcasts. Millennials are seen as tech-savvy, diverse, creative, innovative, flexible, and confident people. Last but not least are the Generation Z, also known as Zoomers. This is a young generation. So far, here are some of the life events they've experienced. They've seen an even rapid advancement in technology. They've seen the elections of Barack Obama and Donald Trump. They've seen war and terrorism, gun violence, cyberbullying. And for this generation, 9/11 is essentially a piece of history. They were either too young to remember it when it happened, or they were not yet born. As I mentioned earlier, this generation has seen more technology advancements than any other generation, including virtual reality, augmented reality, 3D printing, nanocomputing, electric and driverless cars, and wearables. Like millennials, Gen Z prefers to communicate via text and IM for the same reasons. And Gen Z takes it a step further. They are cloud natives. They're always connected. They're heavy users of social media and mobile devices. Unfortunately, Gen Z tends to be victims of cyberbullying. They're a generation that's been exposed to a proliferation of bad online behavior. They also don't know a time of good manners and decorum, like previous generations have experienced. And again, this is a young generation, but some characteristics of this generation include that they are more tech-savvy than older generations. They are self-aware, self-reliant, innovative, they're highly educated, they're diverse, and they're eager to make a difference in the world.